This is an example of a PPC campaign that targeted a specific category of products on Amazon and by brand. These brands are going to be your competitors. And if your listing and product are superior, and potentially if your price is superior, you're going to convert your competitors' customers over to your product and your brand.
Hi, my name is Zane and I'm from SellerMetrics, an Amazon agency dedicated to guiding Amazon sellers to maximizing their revenue and their profit. Subscribe for more Amazon advertising optimizations, tips and hacks, and keeping up with the latest Amazon news.
If you want to learn more on how you can improve your Amazon ads to increase your revenue and your profit, you can get a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads, Advanced Tactics and Best Practices. This book has received a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon and has helped beginner sellers and advanced sellers alike. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can simply go to the Amazon page and read the reviews yourself. Click the link in the description below to sign up to our emailing list and get a free copy of the ebook. In this video, we're going to cover sponsored product ads by targeting categories and brands, the benefits of doing so, which brands you should target, and a complete walkthrough on how to set these types of PPC campaigns up. Sponsored product ads allows you to run all of your ads for a specific category of products in Amazon. And I'm going to show you in Amazon as a consumer where they would show up. So here we are, we're in Amazon. So people can shop by category if they're looking for general products within a specific category. So if we open their 3 lines menu, we go down by shopping by department and we can click, let's say home, garden and tools, and then say kitchen and dining. Here we are in kitchen and dining. Then we can go down further into a subcategory like kitchen organization. So if you were running an ads for a category, refined by category, this is where they would show up. As you can see here, we're in kitchen organization. So most of these things that you see are based on kitchen organization. But here is an interesting thing about running ads by category. Sometimes, even though it's not directly related, it is adjacently related, it can still show up. So for example, this guy right here, this is a reusable lunchbox, not necessarily for kitchen organization, but it is organization of food to take to work or school or something like that. So based on what you have and its relevancy, it can definitely still show up and allow to capture consumers who are just browsing in this department, looking for deals perhaps on things they might need in the future or are not pressing right now. But it's an excellent way to get your product out in front of the eyeballs of the consumer. Another place that they can show up is also products that are related to an item. For example, let's just click something here. We'll click this LifeWit silverware drawer organizer. So this is for cutlery. If we scroll down, there is a section called products related to this item. As you can see, there's a bunch of products that are in here that are very similar to the products that we were just looking at. They're all within the same category in terms of organizing cutlery and silverware. But if you scroll, sometimes you find things that are not exactly that. So let's see if I can find one related to this item. Here we go. So this one. As you can see here, it is related, but it's not exactly the same thing. Under sink organizers. So this is probably good for cleaning products and such, but not for cutlery. And therefore it is adjacent item. So even though you're not selling the exact same thing in the listing, you can still show up in products related to the item. So it's a great option for you to show up again in front of other consumers that might be interested in your product. And another place, and the last place that this type of ad would show up is actually your recommendations. So the recommendations are typically in the opening page of Amazon, the home page rather. So here's my home page, and it will give you items that are based off of what you have been searching already or your browsing history. So I got a lot of smartwatches here selected for you, inspired by your shopping trends as suggested by Amazon. So it's suggesting all these things. It's a great way to show up on the screen for people who are, kind of fooling around in your industry or your brand or your product type and haven't made a decision yet. So this might show up on your product, might show up for them in this section, and they might be interested. And all of these are based on the relevancy and bid. So for example, like we said earlier, it has to be relevant to what you have been searching before. So if you have never searched car tires, the consumer would not be getting car tire suggestions here. Similarly, if your product has nothing to do with the products that you're targeting on Amazon, it will not show up in the related sections either. For example, if I go to the product related sections here, there won't be anything like, say, computer parts, because that is not related to this item really. Even though they're both electronics, they have a completely different function. You can then further refine all of these category targeting by brands. You can include brands or exclude brands that you want to avoid. And we'll touch more about targeting specific brands or excluding specific brands later in the video. But for now, I just want to cover the benefits of this type of PPC campaign. So first of all, increase relevance. You'll be targeting shoppers that are in the market for your specific type of product within the category, within a specific price point or a category of luxury or commodity, etc., etc. For example, let's say you are selling a Mercedes-Benz. Would you run ads on a category of Toyota Siennas or Honda Odysseys, which are family vans? No, you wouldn't. While they are the same type of product in the category of cars, in the sense that they get you from point A to point B, they have a completely different image and feel, vibe, and purpose. A Mercedes is a luxury car, so people who are in shopping for that are usually single or potentially men or a certain income bracket, whereas a Honda Odyssey or Toyota Sienna is a family van made for families, of course, and targeting a different income bracket. The next reason is better use for your budget. Because you're targeting consumers and customers that are specifically in the market for your type of products, assuming you positioned your PPC campaigns properly, then you are more likely to convert, because it's not as much of a shotgun approach. It's much more sniper, where you're going for the exact type of consumer that you know that you want. And lastly, competitor targeting increases organic BSR and ranking. So you're targeting brands and competitors that are selling the same type of product as you. If you show up on their product pages in the related items section, then you have a possibility of converting their business towards yours or their brand loyalty towards yours. And this is very highly dependent on whether your listing is equivalent or better, ideally better, or your pricing is better. You know, it makes a difference whether you present yourself as a better option. However, if you are successful at this, then you can convert their business to yours. And it gives you a very targeted approach to consumers, because if you understand which competitors are within your category, then you have a higher chance of converting those customers because they're already in the market for what you are selling. And if you successfully do this and successfully convert to sales, this impacts your BSR and your organic ranking. So it's a very, very powerful PPC campaign. Now, earlier I said not only can you include brands that you want to target, you can also exclude brands. And there are situations where you want to exclude brands, especially if the brand that you're targeting already has a very powerful name, is very well known. So going back to the headphones example, I would avoid targeting very large, well-known brands if you're a small brand. For example, these guys right here, Bose Quiet Comfort. Now, Bose is a very popular brand in the electronic space, especially for headphones and sound and audio gear in general. They have a very powerful reputation, and it would be very difficult to convert their consumers over to yours. It's not impossible. However, if you're especially in the luxury market, Bose would be a poor choice to target, and I don't think it's a great use of your budget. Similarly, in say other categories, let's say Nike, if you're selling footwear, it would be very difficult to convert Nike consumers or Adidas consumers over to you if you're selling footwear yourself. So exclude brands that are completely targeting a different demographic, such as luxury versus budget, and avoid brands that are very well known in the market already and have a powerful reputation and would simply have a better name than you, and you simply would not overcome that with your small independent brand. So which brands should you target? Well, you should always aim for the type of consumers that are the same as yours, or the brands that target the same type of shoppers that are the demographic that you would want. And I'll give you an example by showing you examples on Amazon store. So say, for example, you are running a campaign for a headset that you're trying to sell, and you're trying to sell a luxury over-ear headset. If we go into Amazon, which I'm here right now, you can see there's a couple of opportunities here. So the first ad is a in-ear headset for $35, $36. The second option here is these overhead featureful headphones that are $429. If you're selling a luxury overhead wireless headset, it would make sense to target Bose Quiet Comfort. Whereas if you're selling in-ear headphones, it might make more sense to do this one, Taggery. So if we go examples here and we go to the related products that show up on this products, as you can see, the vast majority of products that show up are in-ear headphones. Now, one thing that's very interesting is that some of these are $298 and $200. I don't recommend doing that. If you are in the same price point, then it makes sense to target this product. But if you're vastly different price point, then the likelihood of you converting a shopper that's looking at this listing to your $300 headphones is very low. And remember, this listing was $35.99. So while they might be a similar product in the sense that they're both in-ear headphones, they're not near the same price point. It would be very difficult to convert someone from a Honda Civic to a Mercedes-Benz. A completely different thing. On the other hand, if we go to the Bose Quiet Comfort and scroll down to the related products section, you can see here they're all overhead or over-ear headphones, as similar to how it was all in-ear headphones for the related products of the last product. Again, there's a bunch of different price points. Now, if you do have a different price point, it makes sense to target this product if you are a little bit lower price point, because pricing can definitely move customers, especially if you're offering a better price. Though I wouldn't suggest a $30 product on a $430 product. I mean, that's a huge difference. But if you did do, say, a $400 or $350 or even $300 product, and you advertise it on this $430 product, that might actually have a big enough impact to convert them to yours, as pricing can make a big difference. But as you can see here, for the most part, it's over-ear headphones, just like the product that we're on, with the exception of this guy right here. But I would say this is not a great targeting choice. All right, so let's do a quick walkthrough on how you can set up these PPC campaigns refined by category and by brand. So here we are in Amazon Seller Central. At the top left, click the three lines and go to advertising and to your campaign manager. Once in your campaign manager, click create a campaign and choose sponsored products. In sponsored products, you can obviously add your ad group name and then click the product that you want to work with. I'm just picking this one. Scroll down. In targeting, click manual targeting and scroll down to product targeting. So we're not targeting keywords, we're targeting products. And this will give us the opportunity to target categories or specific brands. Once we scroll down, we then have two options here, categories or individual products. We're going to use both. So first, let's start with categories. It does suggest a category for you, and they're pretty accurate. So I'm going to do that by just clicking add. But what you can also do is go to the search option. And then here, it'll give you all of the opportunities and options that you can categorize your product in. So we could do home and kitchen, scroll down, kids home storage, kids bath, kids bathroom accessories, and so on and so forth. And you can do for whatever category you would like. So that's how you target a category. Next, you click individual products. So these are all of your competitor products. You can click here for all of the ones that you want to include. So, we can click this one, add it to the list, and it'll show up here. And you can do that for pretty much any number of products you would like to do. You can also do it by searching specific ASINs. ASINs, of course, you can just copy and paste from your competitor listings. And you could do a bunch all at once to save a lot of time. So if you already have a list of ASINs that you want to include in this list, just copy and paste in here, separated by comma, space, or new line. Pretty straightforward here. You can also upload a CSV template to do this quicker, and we can cover that in a different video. Next is negative product targeting. So these are the ones that you want to exclude. So exclude certain brands or exclude certain products. So for example, you can exclude your own brand. However, including your own brand is a full-on strategy, a defensive strategy to take up PPC slots for your own brand to upsell or cross-sell some of your other products. That's not the scope of this video, and I will make a complete other video on that, but that is another great strategy to use when targeting specific brands. Anyways, so excluding by brand, you can just type in the brand name, or excluding products. And similarly, just type copy and paste the ASINs that you would like to exclude. Next, go into campaign bidding strategies. Again, outside the scope of this video, just pick what you want based off of the bidding strategy you need, up and down, downs only, or fixed bids. And then you can adjust the bids by placements, and then name your campaign and click the start and end date and your daily budget and simply launch campaign. And that's how you run a PPC campaign by category and brand. It's a very useful tool, guys, to really take over your niche and your product category. It allows you to get your product in front of consumers that are already in the market for your type of products, but haven't seen your product specifically. And it allows them to compare your product with other brands or other products within the same category, which might give you an edge if your listing or price is better. So keep that in mind. It is very important that you have a competitive listing. If your listing is not good, you're just going to be effectively burning your budget, because no one wants to buy a product that is either a completely different price point than the one they're looking for, or the listing just simply isn't as good and the product looks worse than the one that they were already looking at. If you want more one-on-one help to learn how you can grow your brand, click the Calendly link below to schedule a free one-on-one strategy call to learn more about how we can increase your revenue and your profit for your Amazon brand.